Well, hey there, folks. This is Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike, and I do bees. Welcome back to another day in my 2020 beekeeping season. We're going all the way from winter through here to the next fall, here in my small operation in southeast Louisiana. Now, you might be asking yourself, is this a how-to video? Well, I'm here to tell you, no, it is not. I'm just letting you take a peek into my little operation here on YouTube. So, hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. So, the last video was a quick, let's just call it an emergency harvest. It was a harvest where I went down to the pond and pulled honey boxes off because the hives were so weak. And I've got a hive out here that we went through it in 2 videos ago, and it has 4 supers, I think, on it, maybe even 5. One's a comb super, the comb honey, and that's not looking good. Looks like they cross-combed it on me. It was all spaced properly, and it had foundation and everything. Sometimes it just happens to comb honey, and it looks like that's what happened. But it's got a good amount of supers, and it was strong a couple weeks back, maybe 3 weeks ago. And darn if that thing didn't have any bees coming out in it, you know. And I looked in it, and it was full of honey. And I said I'd watch these weak hives while I was editing my video. There's like no bees in there. So I kind of started getting a little antsy, a little bit anxious. And I've just gotten off work. It's late in the day, but I'm going to go ahead and pull those supers off of there. I do not want to lose 3 to 4 boxes of honey. So you're seeing me pull honey here and pull honey there. You're seeing where I'm going through hives, and I've got a lot of capped honey. And you're probably asking yourself, why don't you just pull honey when it's capped and bring it on in? Why are you waiting, you know? Well, here's why. Normally I harvest end of July. Well, we're sitting a month ahead of that. And I go ahead and pull them because, again, I don't normally have a lot of swarming on my production hives, and the flow's over, so they sit and they keep the honey and they cure the rest and they cap everything. So by mid-July, everything is capped, and I can do one big pull, one big harvest. I can take it all off at one time on a Saturday morning, get it all in by 10 o'clock in the morning, sitting in the honey house, go in the house, get a good shower, eat some lunch, cool off, and then I can get out there and I can just work all day into the evening, get everything harvested, everything put in buckets, and sitting on a stand and done. Take the next day, bring all the supers out, let them clean them all out for the next couple days, and it's finished. But with these hives being so weak, I need to condense them down anyway. That way we at least condense the hive, give them a better chance at strengthening and guarding from small hive beetles, and give them a better shot to save that. What I don't want to do is lose 4 supers full of honey to hive beetles or robbing. A couple more hives out there are kind of weak, and I definitely don't want to lose those, so I have to check on those. But this one, I started getting a little anxious, so I want to get that thing disassembled and put in here. And it looks like this year I'm going to be harvesting a little bit at a time. So, but yeah, I like to normally just harvest one big harvest. Then everything is done, I clean up my equipment, and I'm finished. But it doesn't look like it's going to work out this year that way. So we got to get going. All right, let's go take that hive apart, get these supers pulled in. Alright guys, so here's what I'm talking about. Hives with plenty of activity, although some of them appear to have had more. Now that one right there is actually it's a growing hive. These are hives with activity. They'll hold out, they'll guard their honey. They're guarding the entrance. Hive with very little activity. Now, there are bees in here. And there's a few up at the entrance, but that's not enough to make me comfortable that they're taking good care of their hive and they're keeping the hive beetles at bay. So, we need to pull this honey. Well, let's take a look to see where we're at in here. I don't even want to smoke them right yet. I want to see how many bees are in here. Starting to see beetles We don't like that. I'm gonna put some smoke on them. And let's see what we got. Yes, I'm seeing too many beetles and not enough bees, and that's not good. Capped most of the way out to the outside, so that's a good sign. So I'm saying most likely we'll fume board this one for sure. I just don't want to have 4 or 5 uncapped. That's what I'm looking for. A side here and a side there on the edges, that's fine. Alright, so this one's good. Then we're going to get a fume board on it. So I see a handful of bees and a handful of beetles. And that's not counting the beetles I did not see. Using a little extra since it's not sunny out here. Let's push them on down. Like that. What I will tell you guys is I'm noticing this year everything is very early as far as being capped. Now the ones at the pond were capped. I think that was direct sunlight, but normally I don't have them capped quite by mid-June. I mean, a lot of them are. There's plenty that are, but I also have plenty that aren't. And so far, all the ones at the pond and these were pretty much 90% capped at a minimum. So that's good. So that's why I'm thinking we're going to do another harvest in probably another week and a half. Hopefully we get most of it off then. Time will tell. That's some seriously fat honey right there. I'll take that. That's good. Alright, we'll fume that one out. That's it. We'll get 3 good sippers out. That hive is terribly weak. Best thing could have happened was them to be reduced to really, they could be reduced down to a single, and I may do that. But that'll come later. So we got that off. I'll sleep better about that. That was bothering me. That's a lot of honey to just let go to waste. So I'm gonna go stage it in the honey house. Well, hey folks, that's gonna be it for today. Anyway, I'm done. Just got those 3 off. Again, as I explained, it's kind of an emergency situation. You see how weak that hive was. They could only guard it for so long. I opened it up, there's plenty of beetles in there. Don't like to see that. So I'll probably go ahead and extract it. It's just 3 boxes, won't take no time. The reason I like to do all my extractions at once, it's just easier to get everything done at one time than be done. Normally I do a May pull and a July pull. This year it just didn't work out. I got a lot of sporadic swarms at the end. It was just a very strange year, so I had to pull. But one thing that is different this year is it's all completely capped a lot earlier. So yeah, maybe I'll get everything done in the next couple weeks. But it looks like I'm gonna be pulling a little at a time. But we're harvesting honey, right? Isn't that what we do it for? Maybe some of y'all raise bees. Maybe that's some of just like some pollinators in your yard. But as for me, I like to harvest honey. I like to get it bottled, and I like to get it to the market to pay for my hobby. It's kind of that vicious cycle you get into. Anyway, so we'll continue doing this. We'll continue pulling honey here and there and get it harvested. I will do a whole video on harvesting. I will make sure that I video that. And then, of course, we'll get done, and then it'll be time to kind of evaluate some hives here pretty soon. Shoot, before we know it, it'll be fall. Alright guys, well look, I'm going to go ahead and go. If you like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And look, share it with your friends, your family, anybody just enjoys watching bees. I sure appreciate everybody watching. This is Barry's Best Honey. I'm Mike, and I do bees. Hope y'all have a wonderful evening, and God bless y'all.